Hello, welcome to Jazz Is
Jazz's
MasterClass series
at the National Jazz Museum at the National Jazz Museum in Harlem.
I am Sekou McMillan, the curator of special projects.
My name is Albert Marquez, Zach O'Farrell.
My name is Shirazette Titten.
And we are in conversation with the legendary Bertha Hope. Jazz could only have happened here in America.
The key to everything was the radio.
So this world is too dense. 15 minutes isn't enough to cover it all.
Are you ready? I am.
Jazz actually requires to play, meaning that one has to have big ears to play jazz. And she invites us to have bigger ears for how we can consider and listen for gender in jazz. Door number 3. So, as we have explored on the traditional dominant narrative of jazz, has been a narrative that has not been that inclusive to women, regardless of the historical accuracy. When I'm using the term the dominant narrative in jazz, I am very much thinking of the amazing work of the brilliant Dr. Sherry Tucker. And I invite everybody listening or here with us today to definitely look up her work and read it for yourselves. You could start with Big Ears. In Big Ears, Dr. Sherry Tucker actually invites us all as jazz audience, jazz listeners, jazz community, and even more expansive than that, to have what jazz actually requires to play, meaning that one has to have big ears to play jazz. And she invites us to have bigger ears for how we can consider and listen for gender in jazz. Her work has made the work of many interested and engaged in jazz and gender possible. Let's talk about what we think has happened versus what has often happened. There has never been a moment in the history of this great art form of jazz where women have not been involved. Never one moment, never one era, and not just involved on the sidelines as major contributors. It's not what happened in history, it's how we tell it and why we tell that. And we have, and it absolutely can be impacted with things like sexism, to the extent that people can be wholeheartedly erased, even though they were right there, a major actor, a major contributor in any era. Or, for example, they might be more discussed as who they were in proximity to a man in their lives or the men in their lives, more so than what they did musically or artistically. So, for example, sometimes maybe you did learn about Little Hardin Armstrong, but maybe you first learned about her as Louis Armstrong's wife, without any additional information about who she was as a musician, artist, and composer, and in fact, very successful. Or when the incredible Alice Coltrane is discussed, you might have learned of her as the wife of John Coltrane, which is true and wonderful. At the same time, she was also a musician, a composer, and of course, even before her time with John, Alice Coltrane, along with Dorothy Ashby, 2 Black women actually, had a great hand in ushering in a non-traditional instrument into jazz, which is the harp, offering the art form new approaches, new sounds, new colors to play with. But unfortunately, while this has changed and continues to change today, and we've made a lot of progress, despite those important and impactful and influential contributions, their story might have not been told as much as their male counterparts, despite how active they were, despite how talented they were, and despite how prolific and hardworking they were. Now, I will tell you personally, I learned about them a little bit, I would say a little bit later on, or at least I did know of Alice Coltrane and Dorothy Ashley's work as a little girl. And to come to find out that, like myself, they are proud Black women and also from Detroit, Michigan, a city I am very proud to be from. So I think about what would have been possible, or what would have I would have considered had I even had the chance to know of them and their incredible work earlier. But you don't need to identify with an artist or share identity with a particular artist for them to and their work to have a profound and positive impact on yourself, on music, and for them it already has. But when we don't know their names, their work, their artistry, their brilliance, we lose. Jazz loses. The music and music itself loses.